I think as far as like people being incarcerated, how do mostly people take into account how much they need mental health?
They don't.
Oh, okay.
They don't. And especially in our culture, because it's not talked about, right? A lot of times, if you grew up in a household where your mental health, and if you are going through any type of mental health crises, or those symptoms are showing, and you had someone as a caregiver who paid attention to that and nourished that and helped you figure that out, you were blessed, right?
Right.
But a lot of us don't come from that. We come from spaces where we don't talk about therapy. We don't talk about what it looks like to be depressed, right? Depression, girl, if you don't get up and go do something with yourself, you see what I mean? So we
Yeah.
have all of these ways of being these strong ass people, but no clear cut way of how to really take care of self when it comes to things like the mental health aspect of it, right? So like when I get clients and they have no idea, sometimes I have to define what it looks like, those mental health issues that may be coming up when we're going through an intake or we're going through, an assessment. And
Yeah.
I'm asking, and it's not just the what is it, the PHQ-9, which I despise, but that's my own opinion, right? Where you're just kind of going through this. Did you feel
Yeah,
bad today?
checklist.
How
Yeah.
many days today did you feel? You know what I mean? Instead,
Yeah.
it's asking them questions like, how long was you on the couch watching Netflix? Right? Did
Yeah.
you not eat today? What made you not want to eat? Right? You've got to be able to pull that information, because many people, they don't know what it looks like. They think that it's damn near normal,
Mm.
you
Yeah,
know?
and I think I'm gonna just go on two things that you said. First off, in our culture, I think
Mm-hmm.
it is so crazy that we don't prioritize mental health whenever we need it the most. With people dying, with you
Mm-hmm.
got racial profiling with cops. You have women being abused, women not even getting the right rights and stuff like that
Mm-hmm.
in our community, and from both sides. Like it's hard to be a black woman, it's hard to be a black man.
Mm-hmm.
You know what I'm saying? So I find it crazy in that most of our population or race, we have the stigma of we come from the gutter or we come from the
Right.
trenches. You know what I'm saying? So
Mm-hmm.
it's just crazy to me that all that goes into there with the shootings, the killings, the drugs, and just everything that's around those areas, that mental health is not in our culture more than any other culture in the
No.
world to me,
Yeah.
because and we need it. It's daily. You know what I'm saying? So
Mm-hmm.
I 100% agree with you with that. The second thing I want to talk about is I totally agree too when you said the assessment. And I hate, especially being in psychology, and I hate when people talk to people from a checklist
Oh, yeah.
and they ask them a checklist questions. And I'm like, the, you got to understand, because people are not going to be so receptive to talk to you, to open up to you, if you're just treating them like they're a piece of paper. So you got this. And the questions that you ask people, you can ask a question that really might open up to the lane of really what you need to be getting into, instead of just going off of a checklist. So I totally agree with that as well, because people are not machines. People are actually people, and most
Right.
people don't want to talk about the hard things that they going
No.
through. So that's
Mm-mm.
already vulnerability right there. So
Mm-hmm.
whenever people do that and I'm around, I'm like, I wouldn't do that. But if
Right.
that's how you like, why would I tell you anything if you just like, I wouldn't talk to you
No.
if you were telling me some qualifications that I needed for something, you just doing this, and I'm gonna look at you like,
And
okay, yeah.
not to mention, you've got to
Mm,
answer these questions. You only got like about an hour and a half, right? So I need you
right.
to sum up all of your trauma right now, right? It's not feasible, it's not comfortable, and it's not relatable. You know what I mean? But I did want to say
100%.
something you were saying about just not knowing that we as a culture like need it. There's so many times where I've talked to someone who has been like just living life, and they're just like, I'm just making it out here, but they've been in gang violence, gang wars, been in prison many, many years. And that alone comes with its own set of trauma, right?
Right,
To
right,
have to be in
right.
a gang, to have to watch where you go to the store, to watch where you're going, to just
Pulling
go
up to
feed
a
your
red light.
kids.
Pulling up to a red light. Like
And
red
no
lights
one,
give people
right?
anxiety.
And no one says that is some PTSD right there. Like all signs are reeking
Crazy.
like, oh my God, this person's living a life of trauma that needs some type of treatment. As far as mental health, they don't offer that. And they're not offering that to the people in the prison. They're not offering it to our children who are having cousins and brothers and uncles and aunts You know what I mean? Shot and killed in these streets. It's
Yeah.
tough. It's really, really tough. That's why I said if you grew up in a household where mental health was talked about, even if you can start talking about it or talk about it, man, it's a blessing because it's not something that's seen.
100%. I think even more to tap into that, like a lot of people, even when you have people that is like family that's in the streets, but you're like somebody under and you want to do something different. I think like that's where I feel at. Like I didn't want to be in the streets and stuff. Like
Mm-hmm.
I wanted to play basketball, I wanted to travel. I was like, nah, that I'm cool off that. But when you're so close to that, people don't understand what they bringing into the household. Like you can be a good kid and go to
Yeah.
school and do what you need to do, but whenever you get home, your brother out there selling drugs, or he done fought somebody, or they done got in a shootout. Now it's like, hey, I need you to watch yourself. You can't go here, you can't go there. Like people don't understand what that does to you, like eternally. And then some people, like I find it crazy too. Whenever I talk to people with PTSD that come from these places, the
Mm-hmm.
craziest thing is they don't even feel comfortable leaving those places. So you have post traumatic like whenever you replay it back and let them hear what they
Mm-hmm.
saying, because some people
Mm-hmm.
don't really like take into account. I'm like, so you mean to tell me this is how you feel on the daily whenever you leave your house? But
Yes.
if I say you need a vacation out of this place, you like, nah, this all I
Right.
know.
Right.
Like you see what I'm saying? Like, and it's
Mhm.
so hard, but it's sad too, because it shows how much their mind and their mental
Yes.
mindset is stuck into one place. And
Mm-hmm.
that's only one area. So you think it's one way of life to make money. You think it's one way of
Right.
life to, be
Right.
successful. And that could be
Mm-hmm.
totally wrong. You know what I'm
Right.
saying? That could end up you in jail or you dead in other aspects. But yeah, it's just, I said, especially in our culture, I just find that it's crazy that in the black cultures around the world that we don't discuss mental health at the rate that we need to.
Yeah.
I would say that for
Yeah.
sure.